Sorry, folks. 1 minute late there while I just got my coffee. All right, how are we doing, everyone? Hope you're all good. Lots to get through this morning. All right, so yesterday we saw pretty much what we wanted to see. It's a shame we didn't get that last push. Remember, we were looking for that drive into the old naked point of control around sort of 24,420. All right, and we were looking for that since that move there. That made sense to me that we'd see that relief. And they timed it pretty well. Unfortunately, we got some tweets coming before the close, right, where we saw some profit taking into that level and saying, talks with America and Israel and Iran are not going well, and they sold it off. All right, they sold that move there, which is a shame. It would have been nice to have been opening up this morning or into 9 p.m. last night into there, but there we go. And Trump came out, if you didn't see, 9 o'clock, and what was said was not good for the market. All right, he basically said we've decimated them 100 million times. The most key part was we'll be leaving there soon, followed by probably the next 2 to 3 weeks. But first, we're gonna, I can't remember his words, but something like give them hell for 2 to 3 weeks like they've never seen before. Okay, that is not a peace treaty kind of talk. That doesn't give the market confidence, and that doesn't give us a hard timeline of when we're leaving. All right, it doesn't matter which side of the fence you sit on. This is all about what we can price in. All right, so comments like that, risk off, and we come right back down to this thin gap that we left. All right, so it's sort of 600, 575 is where bears are trying to take us to, and if we get below that, low of week, and we can see that. All right. Into here, into the hourlies. All right, so this is the current week. Remember, this is current week developing profile. We'll remember this breakout which happened on Tuesday. All right, we're right back to this level here. Okay, so the retest of where we broke out from, we need to be careful because this is what we played on Tuesday. All right, so this is what the market's trying to price back to at the moment, the retest. You do not want to be a new money short down into here. All right, I did get short last night. I forget where it was on the Trump news. Somewhere up here, I did get a nice short. All right, so somewhere up here, I got a short into 900s, I think it was. So into here, I think somewhere into here. All right, so I've already made some nice money last night on that move. What we're going to be looking for this morning, ideally an early morning drive higher. Right, that would be the most ideal circumstance. I'm not sure we get it right now, but that would be the most ideal. Not that I'm looking long, I'd be looking to sell. All right, so I'm watching this node here on the rotation. I'll be watching a clear out of, let's just call it 900. Anything between 900 and 24,000 in an ideal world, I'm looking for a drive up there to sell back down to 600, 575. All right, into this block. All right, that's the most ideal thing we can get. Do they do that? At the moment, the market feels very, very, very weak. All right, we only get a bounce up here if shorts get caught down here and there's some positive data, but it would be nice. So if we don't get that, this move here, all right, versus this last pivot. So you'd be watching 750s to sort of 900s, all right, that little pivot there for that push down, and you want to be covering a good chunk of your position down into this 600s because it might be that they find a bid down here. If they don't find a bid down there, then we're going to try and hold. All right, for 280s and maybe low of week. All right, that'd be the move. If we start to go sideways, all right, then we're going to develop a range today. You want to be careful of that because we've been here before. All right, and here. So it's possible that we just rotate and do look below fail, look above fail, build liquidity. We have to be aware of that. If we start to rotate and hold up here, then maybe they'll try and get back inside value, and for a retest up into here, that will be a certain short attempt back down, for at least for the first attempt back up if they come up there. I very much doubt we see that move given the weakness, but I'm not going to rule it out. Anything's possible. Like I just said to the team in Discord, you better be using hard stops because who knows what tweet and what news gets released without us being ready for it. Right, GEX levels, you can see them right here. We're coming into a very big level, the 600, which is the top of that pivot. All right, so that's your support right now. Basically 600. Neutral ground's way higher. Let me just make sure this is on 0 DTE. No, let's change this. There we go. There we go. All right. So any rejection of 800 at the moment, they're looking for the rotation to 515 on the options market. If they get through 8s, they're looking for a lift towards 24,000. Yeah, I don't want it to come up to 24,000. I'd rather a little peak above 900 and fail. Neutral ground's way, way higher. Just don't see that happening today. But like I said, happy to be wrong. Happy to be wrong, like always. All right, 5 minutes. Let's make sure this is 0 DTE. This is first. Yes. Okay, good. Look at the ES. All right, exactly the same story. Coming back down, this is your pivot, okay, from where we broke out from. So think about that breakout from Tuesday. That's what we're coming back to test. You don't want to be a new money short down here, okay? You want to be a new money short higher, covering into that, all right? So we're watching covers into 490s. If you're already short, or we get a morning drive that we can sell, all right, you're covering into 490s and seeing if you can hold some runners for the deeper move. But ideally, the same kind of thing. Ideally, we get like one of these that we can sell back into, and we'll watch these pivots up here now. You just check that this is aligned well. It's a bit thicker. Are you gonna let me do it? I'm gonna draw a new one. That's where we broke down from on Trump. Right, so if we got very lucky, a lift into 590 to 610 would be great for a sell, but I just find it somewhat unlikely right now. All right, spiders, where are we? Mr. Spiders. Here we go, big gap down on the SPY. Again, same thing, coming in towards these pivots. All right, you can see sort of 43s now become support, and 640s is the main level it's trying to get down to. All right, it's trying to get down into here. So ideally, a lift this morning to 650. Remember, this support now becomes resistance. We flip that. Very, very simple. All right, the most ideal thing was to be some pop-up. It might not even make it that high, but some pop-up into here that we can sell down. That would be the most ideal circumstance. QQQ. Guess what? Same story, right? Same story. Into a pivot. We can move this a bit higher up here. All right, and it's trying to fill down into probably 70s, 69s, and then gamma at 68s. But this pivot here where we broke up from, I'll be watching 69.30s. Can we get down into that? Again, same circumstance. Ideally, we get a morning drive, which is sold into. All right. If not, it's up to you whether you want to play this short here. It's very high risk. The best short was from up here overnight, but down into this, and then just be careful in case they find a bid there. I'd expect some form of reaction. Guess what? Dixie back above 100, like we talked about, back into range. All right, and it would need to break down and undercut. It hasn't undercut. It's found a bid. All right, so we've gone higher, low, higher, low, higher, high, higher, high. This will now try and take out that pivot high right now. And VIX also flying off it. Still in the channel, remember, like I talked about, we might come back to the other side of the channel. We got pretty close there. Still another higher low, back into this top side of range of 28. If they break 28s, they're going for 30s. If they break 30s, I'm sure there's some gamma much, much higher right now on higher time frames on VIX. So as we start to break 30s, 35s, 40s, anywhere up there, any absolute panic, that's where I want to start loading the boat on the market. All right, MAG, we're going to have to get through this quickly. You're going to see most of these gapping down off that news. All right, but they're holding up okay. Apple holding up okay. You can see this 0 DTE line into 52s. All right, they lose 52s, very, very thin in here, just like the rest of the market. We're at that pivot, lose 52s, flush down, all the way back down to 50s. Hold 52s, they're going to come back up and try and complete this move here. 52 is the key level. Amazon, you're going to see most of these are going to look very similar. Amazon gapping down, almost filling this gap down here. All right, where we broke out from, same kind of story. Where we broke out from, we're coming back towards it. So I'll be watching 203s, 202.50s, all right, and see if it finds a bid in any of these. And then we'd love to sell up here, ideally. Goog, same story, all right, gapping down into yesterday's lows. Any rejection of that, you're watching 82s for this price back into that Tuesday breakout. All right, everything's going to look the same here. Meta, all right, big squeeze out, coming back in. That was the Tuesday move. Breaking down under 70. All right, any pop into here, back into these, and then we have to see how the market operates. You get the picture here. Microsoft, same kind of story. It's already filled that gap. It's already filled Tuesday. Remember, this is Tuesday here. It's already filled it. All right, so any pop-up and weakness under Tuesday, we're going back down to low week. Nvidia, you got to be careful with that one, all right? We know the level, right? 170 is the level. That's the level. It's where we broke out from Tuesday. It's the level on the shelf for the last however long. We did undercut, reclaim. We've gone back inside. They've rejected. If they get back under 70s, I'd be very, very conscious about a deeper wash. Tesla, again, this is just a leave alone stock for me. It has been for a long time now. Another lower high there, back into the same level. All right, so ideally they respond to 70 and see if sellers sell 70 for a lower low. That's where we're at, folks. That's it. I'm going to cut my Nike today unless it finds a bid very, very early morning, but we did not find a bid. And that'll be that. NQM, I'll re-add in on strength or if we base under, but I'm not going to just hold and wait and small size in it. It doesn't really matter. I'm not really looking at it too much. Okay. How are we doing? 4 minutes. Oh, we got through that nice and quick. That was good. That was good. What am I using for GEX levels? I'm using Tanuki. Like I always talk about, you can use, there's lots of places you can use. Cheddar Flow, Unusual Whales. There's tons of places. Just find one that works for you. Let me have a sip here. Let me have a sip here. All right. So ideally we can lift a bit higher. If you're wondering what this anchored VWAP is, this is off the Trump news. This white line. All right, that's average price of sellers. Well, I guess buyers who are stuck as well. Average price of all volume off that Trump news. All right, so I'm watching that. What you want to be careful of is this move here. All right, to clean these out. I would not going to play that long. I'd like that to happen so I can get short. All right, so we're clear. All right, I want relief higher so I can get short. My plan is to stay short side. I've already hit a short on this move from, where was it? Was it here? Somewhere here. All right, I've already got that. We need to be careful because we're thin up there. All right, but we'd like the market to come up and sell. That would be the easiest move for me. You guys can do what you want. If you want to think about playing that long into there, if it comes, by all means do it. It's just not what I'm looking for today. All right, I'm going to stick to my rules. Gapping down on weakness. Ideally, we move up and sell. I should remind you, sales are still on. All right, still 90% sale on Apex. Still sales on Lucid right now. Up to 40% off on Lucid. And 40, might be even 40 or 50% off on Tradeify using FZT. I'm going to give away today an Apex account and a My Funded Futures account. You know the score. We get 1,200 likes, you get an Apex account. 1,500 likes, we give away a My Funded Futures account. What's my email? info@flowzonetrader.com. All right, here we go, folks. A minute left, so make sure you're nice and prepared. You know what you're looking for. Make sure you're zoomed out. Do not be too zoomed in right now. All right, it's really not good to be too zoomed in this market. You've got to have higher time frame thoughts. My concern today on the short would be if we start to sort of reclaim 900s and 24,000s and they base, if pullbacks start to hold, then there's the chance of a squeeze up to 24,180, especially if we get some positive news come out of somewhere. You never know what tweet's going to come out. But until we see that, or even if we see that, I'll be short up there. But I'd like to short pops this morning. I just don't want to short the lows. Very simple. Do not want to be shorting the lows. Okay, here's the morning drive higher. Remember, 24-hour VWAP right up here at 881s. Let's see. Ideally, squeeze out, sell into. Thanks very much. That'd be ideal. 12 seconds left, folks. We'll see here. Can we pop up and fail? 2, 1. There's the morning drive. All right, can we get up towards previous day low or anywhere up there? We're into a thick area already here. And then we can see what is what. All of the market very heavy this morning. So stuck into the anchored VWAP off the highs already. It's the first sort of push into that anchored VWAP off that Trump news. Remember the white line. If we get through that, maybe we come up to 9s. And I'll be looking to short up into those if possible, if they sort of get stuck up here. Even here, I'm interested if I start to see buyers get a bit caught. There's still liquidity higher up into 820 right now. Just depends whether they can lift up there. 540 the level on ES, 575 the level on SPY. Where's my QQQ gone? Can I have QQQ back? Sorry, got them the wrong way around. There's QQQ, there's SPY. Thank you very much. All right, let's get some volume on here. Let's get this down to an M1 before I forget. Okay, coming into an interesting level. If they get stuck here, or they lift up into sort of the 900s, remember. And I'll be looking to sell. And I'll be looking to sell right the way back down to here if we get lucky. I just want to be careful about how high they squeeze this today. Here's the 800s. Sorry, folks, my charts are missing the footprint on my charts. There we go. Now I can see it. All right, they're still trying to lift at the moment. Lots of aggressive buying coming in here. Wait to see if any of this gets stuck. These 800s are key as you're over under right now for these buyers. They last tried to absorb into 84. So if they start to lose 800s on back tests here, could be an interesting level for a starter. We haven't cleared out liquidity high yet, but you can see that anchored view up off the newsprint. It's held them. All right, that's your average price of sellers right now. So I'm watching any lift up here. Oh, we're already washing. Any lift up here into 800s that sells, I want to be interested in it. Right, back to this New York Open. If we lose the New York Open as well, I'm going to be forced to play. But I'm looking to see if we come pop up towards 800 where a buyer got caught. Excess at the high at 815 is good right now. And then we'll see. So this is good so far. Anchored VWAP rejecting. We want, oh, please don't run away. Don't be a runaway train lower. Please don't be a runaway train lower. We want to see a pop up anywhere towards 800 to fail, ideally. This is the New York Open we're into already. So if you took a short up there, you look good. And I'll be covering some into that New York Open because you're very early in the day. Really what you want for confirmation is a pop into 800 and a sell. That's what you want to see now. So I'm popping to this shelf and a sell. All right, if they reclaim this, then they're going to come higher for these. Just be aware of that. But the 800 should key over, under right now. Here's the pop towards the 8s. VPOC up at 8, so I'm watching this move into 8s to see if they're going to be ready or if they want to get through the 8s and go for a new higher day. So I'm watching this to see if the short sets up. Can you pop up a little bit higher, please, and then see what happens? I don't want to get caught in a little squeeze here, so trying to be patient. Can we come up a little bit higher and fill these imbalances, please, market? I want to see us come into actual 8s and then see what the reaction is. No position yet, just waiting to see if we can come into 8s. That's the first imbalance filled. I want to see us tap into 8s and see what happens. I need to see a big buyer get caught up there. If we get through 8s, we're going to go right back to high of day. Well, New York high of day, that is. And remember, we can come higher. There are pivots up at 885, so like it might want to go 885, 900s, but I'm watching this move into 8s here. They have a chance if they want to. Sellers starting to show up there at 90. Still a bit early for me. You lift a bit higher. I want to see all the orders above move down as well. Starting to get a little bit stuck there. ES is looking for 540s. SPY is nowhere near. Let me just check that's the right. Yeah, it is. Oh, great rejection there. Didn't get my fill at 8s. All right, back to the New York Open. Wow, unfortunate that. All right, back to New York Open here, big level. So you can see here up to 8s is basically the rotation. If they let go of this, we're going to break down and go for these lows down here. So I would like to be short up at 8s, but not getting me involved right now. If you caught that 50 points flush back down to the New York Open, congrats. I would have liked to seen a tiny tag higher. Again, not looking to be a buyer today, only looking to be a short seller. Okay, here comes the breakdown. And you can attack these lows down here now into 7s. And if you lose 7s, we're coming down into 5 or 600, 575. So looking for a way to add short into this move on pops, really. Here we go, just breaking. I've had to put something on here. We'll have to watch this New York Open here as we come back up to VPOC and New York Open. They want to sell this, all right? You want that to stay heavy on this return in, which it is so far. If they get back through that New York Open, you're going to get right back to 800s. Just remember that. So I've got piece on short now versus that New York Open. And I would just want to see us just let go of this whole thing now at this point. Get back under 700s and then wash. Here we go. Can we get a new low? We just want to break down under 700s now and we look really good. So being forced to join a bit later, unfortunately. Didn't get the fill at 8s, so got to fill back towards 750s. Let's see if we can get under 700s. Lots of sellers coming in here at these lows. We need this to let go and break down now underneath the 700, 710s, and then we can look for the move to 575 if so. I'll stay in this all the time. We're heavy versus that New York Open. If we reclaim New York Open, I will cut this because they're going to come back up and test 800. Just want to be careful. It's not ideal. Rejecting in front of New York Open is good. Be careful down here. They absorb the tape pre-market around these 720s, 5, 10, 15, 20 for like 25 minutes, right? So once that pre-market level lets go, these guys here, if they let go, we get a nasty wash because there's quite a lot of liquidity built up there pre-market. But again, it's New York Open, has to stay heavy, otherwise I cut. If we go through New York Open, I will rewatch the move into 800s. Buyers are caught right now at 815s, right at the high of day. And this is just choppy down here while they make up their mind. Guys, I'm really sorry. I'm not going to read questions for a bit. I have to concentrate on the trade for a minute. Some of you are asking questions which I've already talked to earlier. I promise you I'll get through you guys later and have a look. But right now, focused on the trade. It's not the ideal position for me to be short, so I have to be dialed in here. I'd much rather been short up at 800s. These shorts need this breakdown soon. They've got to get under 700 soon. They're going to try again here. They need a breakdown under 700s into value area low. They need an extension down. Once we get through 700s, we've got a chance of really breaking. This is where the buyers came in pre-market that I just talked about. Once this guy, whoever it was, who was absorbing the tape since 9 a.m. this morning down here, lets go, then we should get a nice break. Here we go, folks. Here it goes. Right into his level. Once he's out of the way, we should get a breakdown towards 600s. Here we go. Beautiful. Right, covering a piece here. And let's see if we can get down to 600s now. Fantastic. All right, so take a piece here into this shelf, and we're going to see if we can get right down into here now, folks. That's the aim of the game, is to get to that blue box, if possible, to fill the gap. So as long as you paid yourself a bit here, you can just try and hold this all the way down. Really nice. Here's 7s, break of 7s. Sellers still coming in. Really, really good. Can we get down to 6s? Really nice. Can we keep washing, please? Please stay heavy. Just puke it all out would be fantastic. You do want to be cognizant of these guys here, but the main buying took place here. All right, pre-market all the time. We're heavy versus that. This is where we're trying to get to. This is where we're trying to get to. Big seller coming in here. He's starting to get absorbed, so just be aware of that. We need continuation now under 97s. He just came in at 97s. We need to keep breaking away from 97s. I do not want this to pop back over 97s now. You can just call it 700. We'll just sit in this and see if we can get all the way down. Beautiful. They're still being aggressive. Really good. We're still moving away. So another huge seller just came in at 84s. So we want to be careful of 84s and 700s. If you start seeing that reclaim, we're going to get a squeeze back up. Big, big selling down there. So there's a 700 test. If they squeeze through this, they're going to come and test towards the 27s again. I locked in some good money down there. So I'm just small size now. We'll see. That's a good break. I mean, if you got if you took it from up here in the red box, all right, I was just waiting for this little fill here. All I wanted was a tiny bit more here to start getting in, but we were there or thereabouts, so I had to join here. Missed this one. I was waiting for it, missed this one, joined this one. Some of you hopefully got this one into the anchored VWAP. Look at that. How good was that anchored VWAP? All right, and cover a good chunk into this, and then if you get the break below this, this is where we're going. All right, top of this blue box is where I want to see us go today. That's why I'm focused on the short today. I'm not even considering longs. In my head, zombies. All right, here's the little lift. All right, they're going to come back and test these guys at 20s, 9s, 27s to 40s maybe. It's got some balances from the sell. So as long as you paid yourself, you're good. And just wait and see now. Wait and see now. See if I'm waiting to see if I can get a runner to go all the way down. If we come all the way back up, so be it. I'll knock my runner out. That's fine. Cranberries, yeah, cranberries, great, man. You would have seen, some of you would have seen, I've been learning to play the guitar this year since like mid-January. That's one of the ones I like to play. I've really enjoyed playing Stained recently outside, but I'm not playing the bar chords. I'm not good enough for that yet. Okay, nice rejection still up there into those imbalances. Again, I'd say buyers are still caught at 57s, right? So the main buyers are caught at 57s. You do have some sellers caught under 700 right now, all right? So I'll show you, all right? We do have some sellers caught down here. I want to fill all these imbalances down here. The big buyer right now is caught up here at 57. So all the time we're under 57s, feel good to hold for downside pressure. But we want to get underneath these sellers down here. Here we go. And then break right VPOC down here. I want to see this break lower now for these runners to go. We've got to get back under. Where was this guy come in? 97s, 98s. Let me see. The outline delta doesn't look too bad. So can we break under now? Can we make a new low? Sellers need to make a new low soon because this is where they piled in earlier in the day. So we're looking to make a new low down here. If we can't make a new low hit down here, it's going to start to be a problem because we've piled in down here now. All right. So we're looking to see if we can make a new low, really under 83s. That's where the big selling came in. They're trying. They are trying. And be careful. If they can't make a new low here, it would be an attempt to make a new low, and that's how shorts get stuck. We know sellers are caught down here, like we talked about. Under 700 sellers are currently caught, but the buyers are caught right up at 57s, and that's where we're sort of positioned versus. So if you're trying to hold for the full move on your runner, you can hold versus 57s, but you should have paid yourself, like we talked about, a good chunk into here. Sorry, got it in your head now, have I? It's a great song, though. Sevens again. They're trying to break again here. Big sellers coming in, still being absorbed here. I think the break's coming soon. It's just whether they need one more pop-up to visit that sort of New York Open 57s level. But I think the break's coming soon because they keep adding much lower. So maybe they need a little squeeze up to sell into. Here we go. Here's the little squeeze. Can they come and visit 57s? And then how do we operate there? Good sellers up there. Didn't quite get high enough. They're trying to come and revisit that buyer. And remember, if we get back through New York Open, there is a squeeze potential back to 800. So I'm not holding a runner beyond that. So here's the lift towards that 57. This is where the buyer got caught earlier. If they get through this, they can go back up to the high of day, high of New York session. Sellers coming in trying to defend here. ES the same, they're doing exactly the same. This is the big level. This is your over under. We'll cut this if we break above. The tap to 57's not through yet. The New York Open still defending the New York Open. If they break New York Open, they can set a squeeze. So we'll not hold beyond that for my runner. About to take me out here if we break, but that's all right. ES divergence, not really. Doing the same thing. It's just a little bit higher, but it's there or thereabouts. QQQ into its VWAP. Going to tap my stop. Are you going to tap my stop out? Are we going to see the Alex trade again today? Yep. Right, I'm out of it now on the runner. And if they lift all the way back up, the next lot of buyers caught at 8.15s and not going to play the long today. They can keep lifting this as high as they want. I'm going to stay short side. If they're willing to come and take all these out, I'll have another look at it up there if they really want to do it. We got the first trade. We'll see. I tried to hold the runner in case we wanted to do 575 today, but there we go. How do my concepts compare to Trader Dale? I have no idea who Trader Dale is, so I couldn't tell you, my friend. Yeah, ES trying to break out. And we've got buyers stuck currently up at 8.14s. But at this point, I'd almost want it to come and clear this out. Zoom this down for you a bit. Wouldn't be too bad if we cleared this out. Let me just go from pivot. Yeah, okay. I'm really sorry, chat. I'm not answering stupid questions. If you're coming in here late, that's on you. I'm not going to keep going over stuff. All right, let's see how high they want to take this on a lift. Make sure you're staying zoomed out on the H1. For me, I've got H1 on a side monitor all the time. All right, where are we coming into? What are we coming to retest? Where is the key level on the current week? If we lift through that, where are we going? Where can we defend? If we lift through that, what's the squeeze? Where can we defend? But what I'm looking to do is fill this. All right, I'm trying to fill this if possible. Either from here, like we said, that would be the worst trade, but this is all we've got served this morning. The worst trade would be this. The best trade would be one of these. All right, clean out. We'll see. So done with it for now. I'm just letting this build out liquidity now. If they want to send it higher, they can. Tesla 3.40% down. Nvidia 1.82% down, back inside of that 170. Microsoft 1.13% down. Meta 2.68% down. Google 1.48% down. Amazon 1.67% down. Apple 1.55% down. I would like this. At this point, it would be kind of nice if it would just lift higher at this point. I'm not looking for the longs. I've said it all day long. I'm not looking for the longs today. I'm going to stay focused on the short side. I don't want to be short too close to the 600. So I want to lift higher to sell into. And we'll just see around this anchored VWAP. If they start to reprice this, maybe we go 24 hour. Maybe we go, what was this? Previous day low? Yeah, previous day low. Okay, maybe we come up for that. You guys should have already made like 170 to 100 points already. Easy money this morning, the first trade. Was trying to hold a runner in case we wanted to get another 100 plus more, but we didn't, and that is what it is. We do have some Fed talk coming that you want to be aware of as well. Where are we at on the VIX? VIX pulling back in. VIX gap fill would be 25. It's got a support system here on VIX into sort of 2650s. It can come back down to 25 and still be very bullish on the VIX. Which sounds ridiculous, I know, because of the gap up, but it can. All right. right, just chopping around up here now. Just letting it build out for me. 10:15, is it? Thank you. Thank you. Just letting this build out for now. Can we lift higher? I'm not playing the longs today. Again, it's my choice. You can do what you want. I'll be waiting for this to squeeze out now. Watching these levels and then right the way up here. And do you know what? I need to mark out these guys here for a clean out. The 8s. Be nice if they could get up to 9s at this point, and would give us a really good location. What we don't want to do is what we said is possible and just go into a range all day. We really don't want to go into a range all day. Possible because the move overnight was so big. But we're an outside bar, right? All the time we're under this, we're an outside bar. Back inside this, we're an inside bar. That would be a look below and fail. That's why I kind of want it to drift up to here at the moment. On a daily I'm talking about, we're an outside bar versus this. Buyers coming in here at the highs again. Remember, buyers this morning got stuck at 8.15. I'd like to, I'm not touching this short here. I want to see this lift higher at this point. ES is going towards its 24-hour VWAP. And I really would quite like us to revisit up here at this point. And if we reclaim that, we could consider previous week value area low, where there is an edge, sort of 970s to 24K. It's been a big under over. All right, if we move to the higher time frame, you can see here resistance, resistance, and edge, resistance, support, resistance. All right, so if we got through this, I'll be looking to sell that. If we get through that, there's a squeeze up. I'm going to ignore all the longs today. You might think I'm mad, but it's just what I'm going to do. Okay, coming back up. 24-hour VWAP here. Buyers coming in up here, getting themselves a little bit caught. ES is already through that VWAP. If we can lift a bit higher here, it would be great. Towards previous day low, previous day open, previous week open, high time frame algo. Anywhere up there would be great. Come on, squeeze it higher, please. Fix right into that support system of 2650. So timing this could be good if we can lift a little bit higher, please. I want to see lots of buyers get caught here. If we don't see buyers get caught up here, then there's no trade for the short, all right, because it means we go to the next level. But that's what I'm looking for. Here we go. Higher the better, please. Higher the better, please. Keep coming up. Buyers have come in there at 40s. VWAP now hit. We'd like to come into previous day low at this point. ES is trying to do the same kind of move. And then a reaction. All right, I'd say up here, you have previous week open, previous day open, previous day low, high time frame algo. Everything's stacked up here. So I want to see if we can trap buyers up here, anywhere up there for this move. And then if we let go of this, we can play that back down more aggressively. All right, if we reclaim this, you want to be very careful about this move here to previous week value area low. But the higher we squeeze without a pullback, the better. No, I'm not going long. Like I said, you are welcome to do what you want, but I will do what I want. All right? I'm waiting for my setup. You wait for your setup. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm not going long. No chance, mate. It stops me flip-flopping between trades. I'm going to play where the momentum is, and you might think the momentum's up. Maybe on an M1 for a moment it's up, but on the hourly, it's certainly not. And I'm looking for a rebalance on the hourly to sell into. Very, very simple. And that stops me trying to trade too many setups. Remember, I don't look for scalps. I'm looking for 50, 100 points plus. And we've already had one today, and I'll see if I can get a second one. Higher the better at this point. And the buyers came in here at 40s, and value area high now is 16s, which is also that shelf from the buyers down here. I'm going to just delete this now so we can clean this up a little bit. And they're developing some nodes here. I'd like a squeeze up and then see failures. They're defending that 40s. Big buyer just came in again there to defend 40s. It's a big level around here. One more squeeze up would be really good. And we'll see what's what. And you've got to be careful. If they break above that grey box, they will try and revisit previous week value area. I mean, if they break above and base, they'll try and revisit previous week value area low. If they wick above and fail, then I'm interested. Or wick into and fail. Right, again, this is all coming from the H1. That's what I'm looking at. If we get back inside previous week's value area low, I will not be touching the short. It means they're going to try and drift right back up to previous day's point of control, previous day's value area low. And I'm just going to have to let that go without me. But I don't think we're going to do that today. It'll be a mega reprice. Right, buyers coming in here, piling in here, these buyers trying to hold price up for their next squeeze. You're starting to lose these 40s. They're piling in to support the 40s. If they lose the 40s here, we're going to go straight back down to 15s. All right, so they're trying to support 40s here. I'd really like one more squeeze out before they lose the bid here. Right, I'd really like it to come back up into this grey box and peak above. Run the stops, please. Please, please, please don't fail here. But you can see lots of buying coming in here around the 40s. Come on, here we go. Beautiful. Right, squeeze, 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 squeeze. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. All right, any lift above here or into around here where I see buyers come and get trapped, I'm interested. If they base above grey box, then we're going to go 980s. So I'm looking for a squeeze up and buyers to get trapped. I'm not looking for a squeeze up and a rebase, just so I'm very, very clear on that. Higher the better here. Here we go, up towards previous week open, perking my interest here. Keep squeezing, they're looking for the 900s. Lots of buyers piling in here. All right, this is the kind of thing I wanted to see. Watching this very carefully now. Sellers starting to be a bit more aggressive here. I want one more lift to 900s because that's what's on the tape, if possible. And then I will look for the sell, and I'll be very cognizant of 57 and 40s, right? Because that's where the buyers piled in. Come on, one more squeeze out. You're basically there. You've basically done it. You've tested previous day low. ES has not tested previous day low. Still supporting the bid. Here, more strength from buyers. Come on, lift, 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 lift. And they come. Want to see them be very aggressive here if possible. Want to see some big, big bubbles come on the tape. Want someone to get trapped. Someone with big size to get caught. So rejecting in front of previous week open, holding in front of previous day low. ES not quite at previous day low. It's coming up. Remember, 650 SPY is your level. 650 is where the SPY is coming into. It's a big level, big over-under. Right where we're a seller here. It's not what I want to see. We want to see aggressive buying and absorption on the selling. Waiting to see. Can we see a peak up? So I'm just watching the tape here. Sellers starting to get aggressive. I'm watching that 890 because they keep rebidding there. There's a little imbalance down to 75. They keep rebidding 890s still. You just wonder if they reclaim this, are they going to go value area low like we talked about? I need to see buyers get caught here soon for this short to be worth taking. Otherwise, the longer we're here, the more chance we've got of coming right up into this. Yeah, so they're holding it now. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Still no trade trigger. ES now through it as well. Where's that neutral ground on ES? 90s. All right, some buyer getting caught there at 907s. That's the first one I've seen. 907s. That's the first time I've seen it. Watching this now, we'd have to reject 907s. And really, I'd want to see a lower, like a swipe down, pop back up to sell into rather than guessing this top here. But that is the first time I've seen a buyer get caught up there. 907s. They're still trying to absorb 80s at the moment. Remember, we're right at previous week open here. If they keep finding a bid above previous day low, you have to be cognizant of it. ES has come back under it. So I'm just having a peek over here. So it's starting to put my interest for the short. It doesn't look ready yet. It feels close, but it doesn't feel ready yet. 907's the level. If they start breaking 907s, they're going to go for a resqueeze. So it's what I'm watching how we reacted to 907s here, where that buyer got caught. They're trying again. Okay, I've got a little piece short here, just versus 907s in case we're ready to let go here. We will see. If they keep absorbing into this imbalance at 75s, I'm going to have to take it off. But I saw that 907 trap, so I'm playing against him. We will see. If we let go of this little imbalance at 74s, we come and test 57s, and then we come and test 38s, and then we can see what's what, if they're ready to do a rotation or not. We're still soaking here for now. 907's my out. I want to see it wash. Here's the imbalance. Really good. Thank you very much. Stop moving down slightly. Can we get under VWAP and value area high now, or are we going to keep soaking this imbalance? Trying to give it a chance to work now. Some short versus 907s right now, folks. I need to see this reject. Not seeing it. They've got to come in heavy here. I've moved my stop into the money, giving this a chance to sort of shake out. I want to see them come in heavy versus this grey box now. Not seeing it. Out of this now. Not letting it reclaim. Can always get back in. Because I'm trying to time the top and it's not easy to do. I moved my stop down there. Got wicked out on that seller at 95. Might have another go at this if they pop up and fail again. Value area high here. Oh, don't do it without me. You got to pop up and fail again. Don't do the Alex trade today. Please, 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 please. Very patient for this. Right, want this grey box to reject. I want to pop into it and a rejection. Got a piece on there. I had to. Just a micro. I had to. Didn't come up high enough. If we now need to let go of value area high and VWAP, and then we're going to start diving down to 38. So I've got a small piece on here. This is the big level right into here. If we let go of this, we rotate. So I'm watching. Please let me draw. I haven't got time not to. All right, I'm watching this, seeing if they want to do this and this. All right, if they reclaim this, there's a resqueeze up to here. So I want to be very careful of this grey box. Hopefully that makes sense. 907's where the buyer got caught. Sellers got absorbed there at 65s. 650 is the level on SPY, remember? We've tapped into it, rejected, and we're starting to base now, though. The longer we're here, the worse the short is. We're looking for a swipe up and rejection. So need this grey box to stay heavy here. It's good so far, but we need a flush now. They've got to start being aggressive now, these sellers. Otherwise, the longer we're here, the more likely it is that we're going to go to that value area above, previous week value area low. So far, so good. We just need a lower low here. We're not seeing it. They keep absorbing into 65 here. Need to break 65 where this seller came in 123 lot and another 70 lot before him. We need to break that 65s. And once we break below the VWAP and stuff, then, you know, we're comfortable. We're well into the money then. Get back up below the 60s, below the 50s, and we're game on, especially below 38 where the big buyers came in. We're game on under 38. Otherwise, I want to be careful, very, very careful, trying to time the lower time frame pullback or the higher time frame pullback to time the top for the lower time frame. Very hard trade, but it's what we're trying to do. Sticking to the thesis. Here we go. Fantastic. Here's VWAP. Right, can we break underneath this and can we get back under 40s? Right, under 40s, the buyers will be completely out of position. So if you want to pay yourself a scalp into here, that's up to you. I'm trying to hold for the big trade. All right, it might mean that I get knocked out break even, but it's what I'm trying to hold for. VWAP supporting it again. Trying to give this room. It's still absorbing here. I will tell you now, you do not want to hold above 900 and definitely not above 907s. Out now. Like I said, I'm not going to scalp. I'm going to try and give it room for the big trade. I know you might say you're going against your rules because of flow zone, and just trying to play the thesis for the higher time frame, because on the other time frames, this is not. Remember, this is our pullback. Right, I'm trying to play that move there at the moment. It might be that they come up to this, like we talked about. If they base this, they come up to here. I'll have another consideration here. If they get through this, oh my God, it's on like Donkey Kong for a giant squeeze. I'll just be leaving that alone. There's a good cut there, like we said. 900s, 907s cannot hold above that. Here goes the squeeze. They're trying to get value area low, previous day value area low. Looks like what they're trying to get. That is the edge, and through that, hang on, let me go, just mark this out. From yesterday's high, current low, 50% will be 24,015. Okay. So this is the move at the moment. All right. All right, I'm watching here for the sell now. I'm trying to get this move here. All right, if they reclaim this and hold it, this becomes possible. I will not short in this area here unless it's the lower side of it with like a little pop, right? Will not short it if we start to reclaim. I'll just stay out of it. They've got to come higher now. If they've done all this work, this is awful. If they've done this work and don't come higher, it's going to make it really hard to be involved. I seem tense. Man, I'm not tense. What are you talking about? I'm not tense. I'm good as gold, mate. I'm just trying to time it. All right? I'm not tense at all. Yeah. These are, one is a PA and the other two are pro accounts and TPT, which I can take money out of today. I'm not tense. I'm just focused. It's different. Focused on the level. Trying to give you guys the levels of like where I'm playing. Like these are hard trades, but if we time it right, it's going to be the big payer. But lower time frame momentum is up right now. High time frame momentum is down. It just depends when this pullback leg finishes. I don't think we will do the move back up to 24,200 or whatever it is, the POC. What is it? 24,170. I don't think we're going to do that today. I don't think we find, I might be wrong, I don't think we find acceptance in here, but that will be gap fill if we do. I don't think we do that. I think this is a pullback and the sellers will turn up again. All right, buyers now stepping in at 930s. Again, need this to come all the way up here now. I want to complete the rotation at this point. If you're watching ES, 590, remember 590 to 610 is the level on ES. If they're going to do a full move up and sell into, that's your level. Guys, please don't be stupid in chat. Can I tell you earlier if I trade? Get out. Get out of it. I've gone over since 9:15 this morning. I've told you where the areas I'm going to trade from and what I'm looking for. I don't understand when people say that. You're acting like I haven't told you what I'm looking at. I've even told you now what I'm looking for, where I'd look for the market to go to. Crazy. Okay, building out a node up here. Again, I'd like this to lift higher. I really don't want this to just do this. I'd like it to clear out first. It's done a lot of hard work to get above this grey box. I'd really like it to come and visit previous week's value. We have a node up there. There is a shelf into sort of 985 to 24,000. I'd like it to come up there, but we're seeing some weakness on the tape here. Last seller came in at 14s, 914s. He's being like used to go higher right now. So ideally, we have one more shove up. They're not winding me up, man. They just want gifts. They want me to be like, short right now, cover right now, do this right now without understanding the whys. That's what they want. They hop from YouTube channel to YouTube channel rather than just sticking with someone who's telling you, this is what I'm looking for. There are longs today. If you want to trade it, I will not be trading the longs today. I've made that very, very clear. Here they go. They're still trying to lift. Come on then. Up you come. We want to get up into these now. Where's that low volume node? 24k basically. Here they go. 970s. Can they get up to 24? Seller coming in here at the highs. You want this to go higher now. They probably use this pain to lift a bit more. Man, if they do gap fill, it'll be insane. It'll be really impressive. Like they don't care about anything. Almost there at previous week value area low. So we're coming into that area. All right, here to 24k. Here to 24k is like the area of interest for me. We did just see a poor auction there because there's strong selling up there, but we'll see. I don't think that's high day, but this market has a habit of being a bit naughty like that at the moment. Big selling came in at that high. It's not what you want to see. I want to see big buying at the high, but we will see, folks. I'd say the big buying came in at 31s and 22s. So we start to lose that, and there's a bigger flush back down. There are some imbalances still to be filled right back towards 84s again, but I'm not convinced high of day is in yet, folks. Not with that auction. But you just never know with NQ, the way it operates recently. Amount of times we've had poor auctions, but I don't think high of day is in yet. Got to get a little bit higher. They're protecting value at the moment. That shelf. Please don't let that be high of day. Right, big buyer coming in here at 30s. Trying to absorb the tape here. I will consider the short if we start to break down under here. It's not ideal because the high of day auction is poor. But if we start to break down underneath 22s and start losing the bid, then I'll consider it if pops then start to fail. But again, the high of day auction is not very good right now. I'll keep repeating that. I'm not convinced the high of day is in. What do I look for the auctions? The high, if we're looking for a high of day, we want the last buyer to have bought. If we're looking for the low of day, last seller to have sold. Like I always explain, think about like a car auction or something like that, right? When is the auction finished? It's when no more buyers are willing to buy. It's not when, the high isn't when the last seller is sold. It's when the last buyer is bought, when they're like, it's too high, premium price, too high. I'm watching these 22s. That's where the big delta came in. So I'm watching 22s. All the time we're supporting 22s. Buyers are in control. Really not great auction at the highs, but there we go. And we'll watch this shelf. And I'll have to pay respect to each shelf now, unfortunately, even this one, as shitty as it is. Remember, 22s is the level. Yeah, 22s is the big delta by delta level right now. Sellers attacked at 58s, but I really don't think that's what you want to see up there, which makes me think we can move higher. They're coming to test these sellers who are up here. Again, I don't think the high of days in because that auction is not very good. Almost there. They're almost through these sellers at the highs. Please don't stop here. You got to print higher. Come on. Please, 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 please. Higher, 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 higher. There we go. That will be a better auction, like we talked about. There we go. Much better. Okay, much better. This is what we wanted to see. Much better. Let's see now, because we've cleared out. Let's see the reaction here. Seller coming in at 70. Again, buyers are in control, but that's a much better auction for the clear out of higher day. That's the kind of thing we wanted to see. And let's see what happens now, folks. Looking to see if we start to let go. I've got a feeler on that clear out, and we'll just see now. We'll see if we start to lose the bid at 22s. Yeah, I've got a short on now, just a very small size, just because of what we saw versus value area low. But I will start to get more aggressive if we start to lose these shelves down here. Have I got the grey box in that? Yeah, I have. And they can still keep bidding and bidding and bidding if they want. But I'm willing to have a little look here, because that was much better excess above what? Above 71s. And certainly above value. But they're still trying to bid right now. So 71's key here. If we get back above 71s, I don't think I'll hold this little feeler. Why? It's because where a seller just came in. I'm trying to see if he's going to resell here. Otherwise, we're going to come up to value area low. They're still holding and squeezing and holding and squeezing here. But the short will come soon, I think. Very tight up here now. They might just want that 24,000 test. So I'm out of this again now. Again, micro, small size, just feeling my way around this market. If they, I'll be very careful if they base and hold here. The thesis, if they base and hold above value and 24,000, there is an argument for a move back to 24,180 today for that naked POC from yesterday. I don't think we're going to do it, but you know, this market does what it wants right now. And we are thin from that drop yesterday, but I think we will defend somewhere around here. Still not great. One more clear out with buyers. It's impressive. It's impressive. But no stops have been run yet. I'm just going to remind you that. No stops have been run. We're starting to clear out. We're getting into these pivots from yesterday. All right. I think it's coming soon. Hopefully they don't just do like a horrible, 100-point dump without us in it, which is what they've been doing the last few days. It's gone without anything in it. This is why I've been like putting like little feeler micros on clear outs where possible, because I don't want to miss everything, which I feel like I have. Exact same move as yesterday? I don't think so. It's like the higher time frame structure is different now. Like if we go from high of day yesterday to our low, right, we're right into 50% here into 14s. All right, this is the 50% mark of the pullback. If they do a full 61 fib, they're going to come into 24,075. But like it's this area where they're going to need to protect the low volume node. If they start basing above this, the gap fill becomes possible, and previous day value and previous day point of control, like it's not out the question. It's asking an awful lot, but it's not out the question. Why am I talking like that? Like I wanted to see a sweep of these. Right, and this move here, and then we can hold runners for this, right? For me, this is all that's happening into here. It just depends now, because this is thin. If they base here and want to do a new leg up to this, they can. That will be gross. I'm not going to rule it out. Okay, I need to zoom in here. Do not want to miss this trade teaching. Do not miss the trade teaching, Alex, for goodness sake. Right, no more education for a bit. What's that high look like? Not too bad. Where did that buyer come in? 86s. All right, watching this very carefully now. This is the last level the sellers sold at. So sellers are still caught a little bit while we're above 60s at the moment. Lots of liquidity up here to 20s. Who's above him? Anyone? Here they come. Very aggressive buying. All right, much better. Very aggressive buying. Met with some sellers. They can still lift a bit higher to 20s here, but that was much better. How much size did we have there? Decent. Decent for the first time. Right, previous week value area low. Key here as your over-under. Absolutely key here as your over-under. I still don't like that auction of the high. That's not a good auction of the high again there. We want to see big buying be absorbed here. I don't want to see aggressive selling at the high. I want to see absorption. It was a little bit better, but it's not ideal. But I'm watching this previous week value area low now because we've looked above and potentially failed, but we've got to start rotating. If they're not willing to rotate, I'm not willing to size. And again, I'd say 58s is the big level, and under 58s, I'd be watching 33s and 23s. It's just, can I time this or not is the only question right now. If I can't, I can't. It is what it is. If they're going to come all the way up and squeeze through here and close the gap, I get no trade, which is what I did not think they'd have the strength to do today, but we'll see. We're about to find out because we're at that level. This is the max I felt like it was going to be capable of doing today. If I'm wrong and they base here, then they're going to be capable of coming up to that previous day point of control. I don't think they want to do that. I think we're going to defend in and around here. But if I'm wrong, we're going to fill this whole gap and come right back to here. And I could be wrong, folks. All right, buyers getting aggressive here, trying to step in. Not seeing price move higher yet. Oh, I really want an epic short here. Value area low. This is the big level. Very tempted to get a little piece on here as a feeler. It's too risky, though. It's so tempting. I just do not want to miss a giant flush here. All right, we're underneath previous week value area low now. If they start to pop and fail consistently in and around previous week value area low, I'll have to pay respect to it. Big buyer coming in again here, trying to absorb the tape into 70s. I want to see a pop up and fail now. That's quite a lot of buying up here now. They hit 24K. They have. It might just be the whole number. More buying here. More buying here again at 70s. Someone's trying to hold the bid. If they lose this, it's going to be a like little micro wash to 60s and then 34s. Waiting for a little pop up to see if they want to resell it. So much liquidity up at 20s right now. All right, one more pop and I'll probably put a feeler on there. Yeah, feeler on short. I like what I saw there. They've got protect value area low here though. And we need to get rid of this buyer who keeps coming in at this level we're at now. And once he gets out of the way, we should come and test 58s and then 34s pretty quick. So I've got a feeler on short. Here we go. Here comes the 58s. Beautiful. Once he got stuck, that was it. Can we get more downside here, please? And can we just let go of this whole thing? It would be beautiful if we've timed that really well. So again, trying to let it work now that I've got good core positioning. Once he got stuck. So we're through the 58s. We're going to test the 34s probably here. And once we let go of 34s, we can really start to let go. Under 34s, I'm going to attack down to 82s. And then you never know, they might unwind this whole thing because it's just a pullback leg. But we'll see. I do not want to see reclaims, all right? Do not want to see reclaims. These buyers need to give up now. I need them to be sufficiently stuck. No reclaim of value area low. Do not want to see a reclaim of value area low. Let me check this 5 minute. No, that's not true, is it, Kevin? Kevin, they're not coming out saying that after last night, are they? Are they actually? Where are you seeing that? I don't see that. Really hope that's not what's being said. Okay, still rejecting here in front of value area low. Into POC here. Once we let go of this POC, we're good. Come on, get under POC. We want POC to let go now, and then we want this collapse down to here, and then maybe all the way down. And then if we got really lucky, I still want to see down here today. Still treating this as a pullback leg higher time frame, okay? We want to let go of this grey box in POC, and then a flush down to the next level, basically 900s, and then let go of that into 850s, and then let go of that 800s, and then let go of that and come 575, 600s. I might be asking for too much, but that's what I'm trying to position for. If it doesn't want to do it, it doesn't want to do it. But that's what I'm trying to position for. Do not want to see a reclaim of value area low here. Logan's still talking at the moment, but that's fine. Get under POC, you bugger. If you want to trim some, if you're like a scalper, you can pay yourself some into POC. I'm good, thank you. Any bid back over value area low, I will cut this thing again. Come on, make it fun for us. Just let go. We've done the sweep. I'd at least like us to test the breakout point back to 900s. At least come and test that breakout point to 900s. And then under that will be really good. I'm not letting go yet. These buyers are still here. Tell you what, the only thing concerning me, the delta's not bad high day, but I don't like seeing this guy up here. And I don't like seeing this selling being absorbed right now down here. That's not great. Really not great. Need a lower high, lower low here on a lower time frame here. Need to reject value area low and get back under point of control. ES just held a print over previous day low, which is not ideal. I don't want ES to try and get back up to those 590s. Longer we're here, worse it is. Come on, you got to get back under these. Come on, do it now. Lower low now, please. Let's go. Get under. Get up. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. I want to come and test this buyer at 22s and see if he's out, if he's gone. Seller coming in at 50s now. Come on, you got to force this lower, guys. We've done so much hard work. Let's go. Let's come and test the guy at 22, and hopefully he's not there anymore, and then we see a flush. Pretty please. Pretty please. Fuck me, man. What an effort this is going to be. Initial balance now set as well, by the way. IB now set. Just a heads up. I fucking don't like that. I do not like that they've done that. That makes me very uncomfortable. All right, I cut here above value area low. I did pay myself a bit there into VPOC on that last move, but I will cut here above value area low. I do not like that they've done the measured move for the gap fill. I'll hold all the time we're at below value area low. I'll cut above value area low. If we base out here for a long time, all right, the only thing I could consider then on a short would be this, and it's going to make it hard. This is looking more and more possible at the moment. I'm very surprised that they're going to want to do that. So it's okay. Either way, locked in great money again today. Another decent day on the TPTs. Still below Valerio low. It's okay. Man. Come on. Do it. Do it. We've got to reject these pivots from Tuesday. We need to be rejecting these pivots to move lower. Come on, baby. Be really fun if you would break down here instead of doing this nonsense. ES just rejected IB high on that retest. I just will not let it go, man. They will not let this thing go. The longer we're here, the worse it is. Out. Like I talked about, not going to hold above this. Gross. Gross trying to time it. Flow zone's up. Momentum's too high. Once this is done, it would be really good, but it's not done. It's not done. Well, cannot rule out the move to 175 right now. Can't rule it out. I'm just going to say that. You cannot rule the move out to 175 right now. It's insane. But I am very, very, very surprised that they want to do that. ES is coming into that 590 to 610 range. I am very surprised that they are willing to do this whole move back up and not sell like a midpoint or a 61. But hey, we can't fight the tape. Still not really seeing aggressive buying at the highs. It's a big delta candle, this. Jesus. $5.90 here. SPY. Still, they're selling the highs. Not what you want to see. Still no buyers stuck at the highs, really. It's not what you want to see. 590 here, ES, like we talked about. Man, I can't believe they're going to close this gap. I cannot believe they're going to close the gap. That will be... like 500 plus point morning drive up since 9:30. If they close the gap, insane. No, like, you guys can be long. I've made it clear. My plan is not to long today. I will not long this today. I'm waiting for the short to set up for the move back down. I cannot say it any clearer. I'm not changing my mind. I'm staying with my thesis. You guys can do what you want. That is your plan. You can do what you want. So hard, man, when like you flip plans. Right? I'm just not willing to flip plans. But they've held, this H1 held that pullback, and I'm very, very, very surprised that they're going to go for this. But it looks like they are adamant to go for gap fill right now. And still, no buyers caught at the highs. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Fuck me. Look at this thing. This is absolutely ridiculous. Based on what? I'm just wondering. Jesus Christ. What a market, man. So we're going for gap fill. There you go. Gap's now been filled, basically. This is absolutely insane. Nothing matters anymore to this market. They turn it on and they go. Look at that. What a squeeze. Well, we don't fight at tape. Gap fill complete. Trump on Truth Social. Oh, what a crook. What a crook. Please tell me there's no like fucking post about this. No, it's not about this. That's bollocks. All right, previous day value area high here. We'll just see now. I feel uncomfortable shorting up here, even though the gap's now been filled. But I just see Truth Social post has been gone, so it's just been posted. So who knows? Who flipping knows, guys? God knows what's being said. Wow. Wow. Look at this thing. Nothing matters. Look at that. Seriously. Up to the 0 DTE. Seriously. We got Iran news, have we? Save the market. Quickly print the Iran news. Iran drafting protocol with Oman for the Strait to be open, basically. I mean, haven't we been doing that the whole time? Wow, 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 wow. What a squeeze, man. All right, back to PDC here. There's an argument to try and sell this. I just can't play against the momentum. They could fill right back down here. So thin. Oh man, it's risky biscuits. It's risky biscuits. We're thin, right back down to where we came from. I don't think I want to trade against the news. I don't think I want to trade this. I don't think I can. I don't think I can warrant it. I cannot believe they did that full move. I mean, I can because of the market, but crazy. Crazy. Just hands off. All I can do is hands off right now. Not really. Definitely not willing to bet against it in a squeeze moment, because there would have been lots of people trying to position like I was trying to position today who've been unwilling to cut. Do I see a cup and handle in the 1 hour? No. If you base up here, yes. But we've only just got up here. Look at this, just non-stop. Wow, man. No way I'm fighting it. I predicted it, yeah. I mean, I said they could, like, it felt like they could do it once they started to base here, but it's not something I was willing to take today. You say it's a crash waiting to happen, but man, we're not that far from yesterday's highs now. Well, I'm like, the short thesis now for me is gone. We're coming right back up. We're above. We've taken out the news candle, the Trump candle, let's call it, from his speech. Previous day high is not that much further. And what happens when we break out a previous day high? Remember, we didn't come into that naked point of control from previous week at 420. It's just the way we're moving on news. How can I best describe it? It takes away clean setups, I guess would be the say. Why do I trade my bias and not the chart? I do trade the chart, man. I'm not trading my bias in the chart. Like, the chart, right, for me, I was looking for sells either from here, which was the 100-pointer we had this morning, or a clear out of this and this. Once we reclaim that, I said, not going to touch it short now because we're probably going to come up here. I'm not trading at that long there on a news break. Like, if you got that, like, whoopee-doo, good for you. But, like, you didn't know that news was going to come at that moment. We knew liquidity could be used on a pullback, but we didn't build out very long there. If we think about how long we built for, like, the expectation that this was going to move in what, 1, 2, 3, 4 minutes from 950, Like, we didn't know it was going to do 300 points there instantly. You just didn't. Shorts still look good. I mean, I think they look very risky now. It's very possible they come back down and fill this in, but very risky now. Very, very, very risky now. Not out the question, just very risky. But I'm not sure they are something I'd want to take at this point, because the difference now is the structure's changed. All right, we've done a giant squeeze on the H1. Yes, we're into supply, but you know, they're really starting to try and print higher and higher and higher and higher. And I'm not ruling out taking out previous day high and going up to the 420s, which we missed yesterday. We mentioned the naked POC up here. Very hard to lean on this now. We're moving very, very quick as well. ATR is massive. Like, gap's been filled, sure. Can we pull back in? Yeah. Like, do I feel confident playing a sell against like news moving like this? Not really. Not really. This is like now starting to base over previous day value area low. Remember, if we base and hold previous day value area low, the return is POC and then previous day value area high. If we let go of value area low, then maybe there's that fill there, but that feels so risky to me. I'm just going to sit this out and let it calm down for a minute. We're talking about major news events here, so why you love long dated options. Yeah, like leaps and stuff. Yeah, I agree. I agree. Oh. I do tend to be biased quite often. I'm not biased, guys. There's a difference between bias and sticking to my plan. Look, here's how my bias changes now, right? Because I trade off the H1. If we came back and held this now, I'd be long, right? If we'd popped up and then held this, I'd be long, right? But we haven't, right? We haven't. All we've done is scream upside, right? There's no pullback which has held this, okay? Which is why I was looking for pops that failed this and probably cover here, and then maybe I'd play that long back up. I'm not willing to play a breakout long on an H1. I'm just not willing to do it. It's not a bias. It's a choice. There's a difference between a choice and a bias. I said to you today, maybe they break here and they hold this and they come up to this, but it's not a trade I'm going to look to take. It's very different, like making a choice to having a bias. It stops me flip-flopping on the trade. All right. Maybe in your mind, it means I missed stuff, but for me, it's nothing missed. All right. I've locked in my money. There's no big deal here. It just means I don't get that long trade up. It's just a choice, man. It's just a choice. It's all it is. It's just a choice. Still they're lifting. And oh my days. 420s is possible if they're going to hold this and really go. They're holding PDC now. I think they want PDH, honestly. It's crazy that one statement like that. So we have aggression from Trump last night and one statement. That's all it is. What was the source here? That's how reactive the market is. We don't even have a source for this. Iran drafting protocol with Oman for Hormuz Strait traffic. That's all it is, for traffic. Nothing else. There's nothing else. Not the end of the war. Nothing else. Just for traffic to move through. Lots of selling up here, and we're not moving lower. I would say right now. Lots and lots of selling up here, and we are not moving lower. They're holding a previous day point of control now. So we've gone from previous day value into previous day point of control. Until they let go of previous day value, there's no rotation because they're now printed inside of previous day's value. They will try and probably get up to previous day value area high at the moment. All the time they're holding previous day point of control. For me, there's nothing I can do with this now. We're very, very extended. Unless we're going to let go of value, and even that short feels so flipping dangerous at this point. But maybe I'd have to consider it, but it feels very, 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 very dangerous in a market which is squeezing higher. Oil took a dump. Well, everything took a dump at the same time. It was off the news, right? Oil dumped when they said they're looking to open the strait. That's all it is. This is so volatile now. Yeah, exactly. Not a good short at this point. I agree. Like, the only short would be here to here, and that would be very, very, very risky. Very risky back inside yesterday's value. Hitting 400 today. Yeah, it might hit 420. That's what we were looking for yesterday, right? The naked POC from previous week. It's possible. I am just surprised they've done this in one go. That's all it is, but it's fine. Still just basing around it, and they're still soaking right now. There are bids down at 25s for them to try and revisit to soak off right now. Is what they're trying to do. Come down to that 2025s, that previous day value area low, and then they're going to make a decision down there whether they let go of it or not. Here you go. This is where they're trying to get to. They're trying to get to previous day value area low, which where like the last seller sold is at like 26s, and we're so thin under that. I don't think I'm going to take the short today now. I don't think it's safe for the short today now. But if it was, it would be a reprice under here. They'd have to let go of POC and this for this. And at the moment, this just feels like a two-leg absorbing until we let go of that. I don't know. Maybe I'll feel differently once we get there. This test of this seller at 26s is what's key in my mind. The hourly was just a pullback overnight. Yeah, but it didn't finish the pullback. The pullback should have gone into the 575 600s, which is why I was looking for that move. But it is what it is. No harm done. Like, we just wait and see now. This is the edge. Look, this is the ledge right here at previous day value area low. This is where that seller was. If they let go of this, there's a wash right back down. They can scoop under this and reclaim and send it, though. So this is why it's very dangerous here. So they're trying to sell versus 26 right now. Maybe there's a sell here. Here they come. So they're going to come and test the imbalance at 89s if they can. I've got a small piece on just for this move. Let's see if we can get into 89s. And if we get under an 89s, we reprice the whole thing. Here's 89s. This is the imbalance. Peeling some off into this. If we get under 89s, we go to 44s down to 38s. So I'm short versus this grey box now. Peeled some off into this imbalance. See if we get all the way down. See, they're absorbing the imbalance there. So I'm out of this already. And they would have to resell 26s, and I'm out of this already. That reaction there was enough for me to say I'm done. But if they sell 26s, maybe there's a resell, but I think I'm done with it. I wonder if there'll be another trade for me now. This feels very uncomfortable for me now. Wow, what a relief, man. That is monstrous. We did talk about it today, the relief possibly coming right the way up for the fill, right? But what I would have wanted to see was this move here to base and then break and go. So you understand the plan. This was the plan to come right up here. We thought that this was possible. It's not like we didn't have this drawn out pre-market. We had it ready. I'm just surprised how quick they did it. Maybe they come right the way back in here. No position for me right now. Another red day? No, mate. No, mate. Like, I cut my losses. I don't sit in losses. Just because I don't think you guys understand. Just because I don't take this doesn't mean I'm fighting the tape, right? It's not the same thing. I'm up like 4K. I'm not fighting the tape. Right, it's just that I'm not up as much as I'd like to be up. Let me just turn this aircon off. It's coming on in the mornings. Yeah, I'm trying to explain this to you. Let me explain this to you. All right. When I come here in the mornings, this morning, yesterday, all right, the last 2 days, we were long looking for this move into here, right? This was the plan this week. Get long from here to here. Once we get there, look for the short, okay? I wanted to look for the short. We never quite got there. We broke down overnight. I took a piece of a short in here, okay? We keep washing down. I'm then looking for these stops to get popped, a little reprice to sell down to here, and then maybe a bid to show up, all right? If they're going to bid, I'd rather look for them to be bidding around there. And if they didn't, a rotation back down, all right? We knew if we held above this H1, like we drew out in Discord, this was possible. This move here was possible. What we didn't know is that it was going to do it in 3 minutes. All right. It's not like the H1 broke above, created an H1 flag to pin to get that move. It didn't do that. All right. It did it in like a matter of minutes. That's the difference. I don't fight the tape. All right. I lock in my money. It either gives me the trade setup I'm looking for, or it doesn't. That's all it is, folks. I can't do more than that. Right, you can see this grey box becoming very, very important. But this can be a 2-leg, and if they reclaim this, I would not disregard previous day value area high getting tagged, and maybe even up here, because this was the naked. Remember, that's the naked POC, which we didn't hit yesterday, which is your higher time frame level. I don't think they are trying to get a reaction though, guys. Like, I think there are people here that just genuinely don't understand. So I'm trying to explain to help them. It doesn't help me, but I'm just trying to explain to help them. What is the H1 that has been mentioned a few times? It's previous day high. Oh, no, it's an hourly, 1 hour, H1, H4, like hour 4, hour 1. M1, 1 minute chart, M5, 5 minute chart, yeah? Naked point of control, it's a point of control which is yet to be tested. So this technically was naked from yesterday, this level here. This is naked from last week. And there is one up here somewhere, which was naked from the week before, which we never came and tested, which is 24.875, 24.8. There's another one up here, basically. All right, so we tested previous day. This is previous week, which is naked. This is 2 weeks ago, naked. All right. Yeah, I'm going to dump my Nike. That's not finding a bid at all, even on strength. No, if you want to learn more on footprint, you're going to have to do the course. I'm sorry. I give away enough alpha as it is. I'm not going to do. I'm not going to teach you everything on order flow and footprint. All right, starting to reclaim here, like we talked about. That 2-leg might be over if they start to hold pullbacks here. Oof, you just wonder. I just can't trade this. Cannot trade this up here. I'm not going to play this range. It's too risky for me. Just for me. Your current POC's at the bottom. Well, mine's right here. POC's here now for the day. That's fair value now for the day. This is the rotation. All right, if they hold this, they will try and do this. If we let go of this, maybe they have this. It's hard to warrant. For me, it's hard to warrant a trade at this point. Like, we knew there was possibility of this move here, right? But what would have been nice is basically this to have built, and then this to have built, and then this to have built. That would have maybe given the long entry that I would have been willing to do over like 2 or 3 hours, not 2 or 3 minutes. Roll up to the mag. Give you a readout. Tesla 3.80% down still very, very heavy Tesla. Nvidia 0.36% up, Microsoft 0.30% up, Meta 1.12% down, Google 0.16% down, Amazon 0.09% down, Amazon 0.08% up, Apple 0.19% down. So just a mixed bag still in the mag, but they are playing recovery. VIX, like we talked about, it's filled that gap back down to the 25s. This is where we hung out yesterday for ages and ages and ages and ages. We just have to see now. It can find a bid here, the VIX, if it wants. No, I never trade oil. I don't trade oil. Oh my days. What a day. What a day. Insane. Insane. Do you remember when I drew this out and I said, oh, I don't like that. That's risky. That's why. Because they pinned the measured move into the POC, which made me think, yeah, they're trying to get it up there. As soon as I saw that, I didn't like it. I was like, this is dangerous. They know what's coming. I felt like here, they already knew that news was coming. That's why they pinned it there. There we go. If anyone's got a link to the WhatsApp group, I'd love to be in it. If you want to get me in that, I would love to be in it. I know you guys want to be in my Discord. I want to be in the Trump Discord. DJT Pumpers Discord. Let me in it. Who do you reckon's in it? Him, JD, Zach Morris, Pelosi. Atlas crew. Oh yeah, Barron's definitely in it. Oh god, Barron's definitely in it. All right, we're just chopping around now up here because no one knows what to do. No one wants to relong this at the moment, and no one's willing to take that short back down because we've built liquidity out. It's just so risky now. Got to let it do what it wants to do for a bit, I think. Here, back down to previous day value area low and a soak off previous day value area low. This is what you're going to see. You're just going to start to see a rotation over and over, I think. I don't think you're going to see much more than that. Oh, my days. Jeez Louise. Value area low again. Probably pop it back up and test 160 again here. I'm going to have to make their mind up what they want to do. They're building out the range. If they start to lose the bid, there is still that move down like all the way back down to this. But again, it's such a risky trade here, folks. But they are starting to lose this bid into value. But it's just whether they're willing to let go of it. And you have imbalances now at 102.95s and then 45s. I'll see. Right back into these imbalances at the moment. Big level here, value. Big seller coming in here, getting absorbed. They're trying to force the wash. The sellers are like piling in and they're still getting absorbed over and over. And there's no one really walking it down. I just don't think there's a trade here, man. Not at the moment. I don't think I want to play the sell. The sell would have to be something like this, and I'm not sure I want to play it. It just feels very risky versus value and point of control. It feels very, very risky, but we'll see. If you're in this already, you gotta respect that last pivot on the way down because we have an imbalance there. All right, so they came in piling in there at 104s and 97s. If you trade through that, then you can get going. But I'd be very careful as we trade into these 94s and 107s if you're already short. So 104s, they keep trying to absorb this imbalance at 104s to 97s. It's such a risky trade. It's beyond my appetite right now. It's the best way of me putting it. There you go. So just absorb that imbalance straight back up to previous day value area low. If they get through this, they're going to go VPOC on the day, back up to 60s. But like I said, I'm not going to take it. I am not going to take it. But it would need to be that. And I think there's just as much chance they pin this now. All right. And this can happen, which is why I don't like the location of the short here. I was willing to look for shorts in here. I'm not really willing up here at this point. I know we're into supply, but the momentum is so strong that this, all right, this can be the H1 build out if they want to do this. If they let go of this, this can now be an H1 pullback and do this again later. And that's the difference now. It's a very different looking H1 chart at this point. Very, very different. Oh my days. Talk about ruining the trades. Talk about ruining the trades. Thank God we got that 100-pointer. Out of interest, did any of you actually take the longs? Don't lie and be like, I knew it was going to happen. Did it? The truth is, did any of you take either, I'd say like the reclaim here, or I think that's the only one you could really take. Did any of you get any of these longs for that? At least not the whole move, but some of it. 583. You took long at 583. Well, how did you get long at 583? We've not been there. Some of you are lying. You can't have got long at 583. The low of day is 677. Whoever just said that. You went long last night. Yeah, but even last night we didn't get to 583. Lots of sellers coming in here and we're not moving lower. All right, there's lots of aggressive selling up here and we are not moving lower. There's a passive buyer still absorbing the tape up here. They're just refusing to move this lower right now. All right, how are we doing on the likes? well, way short, folks. All right, we need 1,200 likes to do the Apex, 1,500 to do my funded futures. Oh, look at that. Back reinstated on a partner for take profit trader. Look at that. Funny that. I'm going to be nice, be quiet. Can I have my commissions, which you've stolen, and my accounts? So naughty. Yes, because I'm up $12,000. You suddenly realised we'll put you back in. Well, that's nice. That's nice. Thank you, TPT. I appreciate you doing the right thing there. TPT taking me to the cleaners. No, it's like more like I was like they got rid of like all the affiliates, but I mean, look, I need to be careful now because they put me back in, but they I'll just show you. It's going to be easier if I show you. I pulled out like 3.5 last night, and I'm up again today. And I felt like they were just getting rid of the traders who are making money. All right, so it's a pro account. You can see it's a pro account. I pulled out 3.5 last night. I'm up another 1,500. I just keep taking regular payouts. It's just all I do on my TPT. I get up some, I pull it out. I get up some, I pull it out. I get up some, I pull it out. And so that I don't get accused of lying, I'm going to just show you. But I felt like they got rid of some like really good traders. All right, so that was last night. Pulled that out. All right, so sorry, I pulled out 3, not 3.5. I did lie. Pulled out 3, got paid 2.4. I'm keeping a buffer. Yeah, I'm keeping a buffer. Like I just showed you, I'm up even for today now. I'm up 9,420. Remember, the buffer's over a 4 or 4.5. And I just keep pulling out and leaving a buffer, pulling out and leaving a buffer. All right, so if I do 1,000 a day, pull it out, leave a buffer, pull it out, leave a buffer. They've always been one of my favorite to trade with, but I felt like they did me dirty. It felt like maybe I was making too much money, and so they got rid of me. But I'm back. That's good. It's good for you guys as well. You get cheaper accounts now. Fidus has the best deal in the entire prop game. I'll check it out. I mean, we have a deal with Fidus. I don't trade with them, but I did it because you guys requested it. Again, see, still holding up here, still holding value. I'm willing to play in this range. Look, we've gone into a trend day. I am like this. I'll be honest. This is an amazing move. Like this, to not clean out any of this and do that. That is an incredible move. That is an incredible move. It's not every day you see that. Well, it feels like it's every day in this stock market you see it, but it's not every day you see it normally. Flag developing. It's possible, but just remember, if you're buying this here, right? This is the worst location. This is the trouble right now. This is now the worst location of the week to buy. All right, this is the worst location. This is why I'm just letting it develop and do what it wants. Right. Reminder of the week. Okay, so Sunday, Monday. Remember, we were long Tuesday for this move, and we were expecting this move to here. This is what we were expecting yesterday. So Tuesday, Wednesday, we were long. I was hoping, we got a weekly model. I'm not going to say too much, but I was hoping we'd get that Wednesday, Thursday. We got close. So good news is I got a piece of this and I got a piece of this. We didn't get right the way down into here, which would have been nice if we did. All right, we came back up here. Then I was going to look. All right, my idea this morning was this, and then maybe it would bounce. We didn't get that. We broke, and we're now right back into point of control for developing week, previous day, right? So just think about this. Premium from previous day, premium from current week. I don't want to be long up here. Where would I want to be long now? If I was going to get long and I was convinced we were going to move higher, it would have to be down here. It would have to be on an H1 pullback to get long. Remember the last time we had one of those? It was basically this move here on Tuesday, right? The breakout, the H1 pullback, we get long, and then we get that move. I don't really want to get long up here. It's not to say it can't go higher. It might be that they just bounce out here for a while and complete this move to 420s. Very, very possible given the momentum. It's just, again, for me, I will not be taking that trade up here. It can just go without me, and that's okay. Again, it stops me trying to do too much. Like, how much is enough money? Do you know what I mean? And we have a bank holiday. Late day sell-off? I don't know, man. It doesn't feel that way. That's what we did yesterday. It doesn't feel like that right now. It really does not feel like that right now. The grind up was not pretty. Yeah, a bit like the last few days. I think, I'll be honest though, I think here we were setting up for the move that we wanted. We were setting up for the short down to here, where we could have covered some, and if we found acceptance lower, we would have been really well positioned for that. But you know, catalyst changes all that. Hardest thing was, like I said, in my mind, lower time frame very bullish, higher time frame bearish. It was lower time frame pullback. I was thinking we'd sweep this liquidity out, which we did. Right, we were setting up for at least this. In my mind, we were setting up for that. That's what we were setting up for, at least to retest that. If they held that, then a bullish move. But it is what it is, folks. I don't have a crystal ball. Wish I did. Wish I did. Pre-market sell-off tomorrow. I'm not sure what hours the market's open tomorrow. Is the exchange closed but futures are open, I would imagine. I would have to double, triple check. Will I be streaming tomorrow? Yeah. Yeah, I will. I think so in the morning, even if it's a slow day. Yeah, NFP tomorrow. Yeah, I'll be streaming. I'll be streaming. Right, how are we doing for likes, folks? I really want to give you guys some stuff. You missed the giveaway yesterday. Can we please just smash that like button? It does not take you long. It doesn't affect me. It affects you. I just want to give you the giveaways. Is the CME closed tomorrow? I doubt futures is closed. I'll double check. I would have thought the futures would be open in the morning. I'll double check in a minute. Right, while you guys get those up, I tell you what, you guys have been good, so we'll make it easier for you. We'll make it easier for you. Right, type FZT in chat. We're doing Apex giveaway now. I'm going to use the bathroom while you guys do that. Please don't spam. Please don't spam. All right, just type it once in chat. We'll do a nice Apex giveaway for you lot. All right, and I'll be right back. Have you guys done it? Oh, we're still going nowhere. Oh my god, that coffee looks terrible. Coffee I made looks awful. All right, let's pull this winner. SR Trampo. Sir Trampo, is that it? Sir Trampo. SR Trampo. You won a free Apex account, my friend. Let me know you're here. Let me know you're here. Yeah, nice. Okay, SR Trampo, just email me, please, and I'll do it after stream, but info@flowzonetrader.com. Send me a screenshot of you logged into YouTube, okay? We'll sort you out with a free Apex account, any size that you want. Okay, next giveaway would be top of the hour, folks, but we need, it's going to be hard. We need 1,500 likes. And you see, the market's gone to sleep, so people are leaving here. Oh, man. You just got to laugh. I just keep looking at it and laughing. Even on my phone, I'm just like, Jesus. What a gap fill. What an imbalance fill. So quick. How many minutes did that take from that breakout? Fuck me. Do you remember, I think I said to you guys at the beginning of stream, and I certainly said it in Discord, you better have hard stops in this market. All right? I think I said it right here. I'll find it. Did I say it in the other room? Somewhere I told you, you better have hard stops in the market for the... Here we go. You need hard stops for the "we've won and the talks are going well" tweet. All right? Market's very emotional right now and volatile. Don't be loose, that should have said. Loose with your trades. All right? So that's exactly why these kind of tweets were so emotional on the move. All right, you can see what I would say if they start to lose this, and again, I don't think I'm going to trade it, but if they start to lose this, this is becoming available. Especially with the more that they've built out, the more liquidity here they build out, the more chance it's got of doing that rotation. But you know, you want to be careful. Drift is trying to drift higher. It's just whether they need to wash everyone out first is probably how I would put it. Flush it back to 578. 578. It would be nice, wouldn't it? I don't think they're going to do that. I think the most you're going to get is this move down to here. The most it's going to do, if there's going to be a flush, would be to price some of this in. And it doesn't have to do it. The only thing that would change that, right, is if we come here and then there's like some more negative news, I guess, and they're like, okay, we're done with this now. Do you know what I mean? But for me, I've absolutely lost interest in this. How would I put this? I'm trying to think. If we're playing a giant game, all right, if we're playing a giant game, this is a giant game. The game is of liquidity, all right? So I'm trying to get to here. This is my goal for the day, is to get to here, and I'm trying to use these guys to get to here. All right, well, I'm wrong. I'm wrong. We've gone to here. Okay, fine. We've gone to here. It means the only thing left is to do this. But I've had my trade. That's not my trade. That's not what I'm looking for today. It's not to say it can't do it. It's just not what I'm looking for. So I have to be very aware now of a pivot mentally. And I'm not sure I feel agile enough after seeing this to warrant trying to play this breakdown. It's not that I don't think it can do it. It's that the draw is now higher. We just have to see how they operate. Oh my God, that cup is so hot. Sorry, just organising breakfast with a buddy. Oh my god, it's so hot. Still nothing. Still nothing. Rotation, rotation, rotation. What's the plan, G? For me, there's no real plan at the moment. We're in this rotation. All right, and everything's very compact here. Point of control, previous day's point of control, previous day's value area low, previous day's close, and gamma. There's no way I'm trading upside from here. It's not that it can't go higher. The only thing I don't even think I'd consider it would be that, and then maybe a bid back from there. I don't want to be a buyer here, even though I think this is what it's trying to complete. It's trying to get that move to 420. I don't think I'd want to be a buyer here. I would need a deep wash and to see them support the bid on these VWAPs and IB and where liquidity was built. All right, that's where I'd need them. I'd need them to wash out and do this move here. I don't think we're going to see that. So I don't think I'm going to buy until I see that. So it's up to you whether you see. This is the move that we talked about earlier. If that's a lower high, they reject this. This wash here can happen. You'd want to be TP1 here. And I'll tell you the imbalances are 104s, 96s, 46s, and 40s, and then right back into 24,000. So maybe I'll consider this if they break down here and show me that they've taken control. But like, what you want to be aware of is this is big selling up here, and we're not moving away. This is all huge selling, huge, and we're not moving away, which means there is someone passively supporting the bid here. There's a buyer just absorbing the tape. You need that buyer to get out the way. If that buyer gets out the way, you can see that there's probably a move back. Oh, well, you get the idea. This is why I don't teach on that. I cannot teach on NinjaTrader. It's impossible. This is why we get a move to here. Is that it? There we go. All right. So if the buyer moves out the way, you get this rotation back down to previous week value area, like where the last condensed pack was. All right. But at the moment, they're just absorbing the tape here non-stop. I can clean that out. Yeah, the imbalances are from footprint, correct. They're just trying to lift and lift and lift and lift and lift. Back to the POC now. So you'd need to see a rejection here and a lower low, otherwise we're just going to keep drifting higher. I just don't think. For me, it's not a trade setup for me. It's not to say it can't move lower. It's just, I think it's just too risky now. We're back in Nasdaqistan. I saw someone put that the other day. I thought it was funny. Nasdaqistan. Nvidia green, yeah, and Nvidia 0.5% up. Microsoft just over 1/3% up. Nothing else. That's it. Back to VPOP. If they get through here, they're going to test 190s. If they get through that, they're going to, you know, the drift is to 420, that naked POC. It's just, are you willing to be a buyer up here for it? The answer for me is no. Is there anything to sell up here right now? The answer for me is no, which means there's nothing to do. Nothing to do. Yeah. Untradeable. For me personally, just untradeable. Scalp the range. If you guys are range traders, you could think about it, I guess. Yeah, I guess that's your rotation of the range. For you that are range traders, it's possible. You'd want to be selling here, covering midpoint, covering bottom, holding runner, buying bottom, selling some midpoint, selling some top, holding runner. That's all you can do right now. How are we doing on the likes? Slow day now. I'm sorry, guys. I just can't control it. Let's do, because I'm bored, let's do... Let's do an introduction to trading course giveaway. So just type course once in chat. Give one of those away. So boring. So boring. Sellers keep trying. They keep trying. Right back to the midpoint of this range and VPOC again. Give you guys one more minute. VIX filled that gap and is finding a bid at 25. But we're just sideways like we were the other day. Mark this out so I remember at 26.50s. All right, let's pull this winner. 3, 2, and 1. Sutra Apandi. You hear Sutra Apandi? Let me know you're here in chat, please, my friend. Sutra Apandi. Make yourself known. Stick your hand up. Let us know you're here. Yeah, amazing. Okay, thank you. Made a note of your name. Just email me, info@flowzonetrader.com. Again, screenshot of you logged into YouTube, please. And then I'll sort you out with a free introduction course to trading and investing. And we're still dancing. We're still just dancing. Back to the bottom side of the range again. Nothing to do here. No follow through either way. We are pinned. We're absolutely pinned. It's a gamble if you enter a trade. I mean, every trade is a gamble to an extent. Your job, right? Your job when trading is to manage your risk. Doesn't matter about anything else. When will the Trump Discord giveaway be? Yeah, I don't know. You tell me. Can I be in it? I'd love to be in that. All right, back to the bottom side of the range again. Do they bid this again and go back to the top side? They're still trying to bid and hold. You just wonder if it needs a better clear out, but it's just nothing to do here. Zero to do here, unless it lets go and you see that like really reject underneath and control be taken. I don't see how it's tradable down here. We talked about you'd need to see it really stay heavy under these sort of 25s, or certainly reject 46s and get under here, right? And you want to be very, very careful. If you're adamant on taking this, you are getting very condensed in here. The only trade to take there would be this, and I think it's so risky, because I think where it's trying to get is this, where we were trying to get to yesterday before all the nonsense started. Big buyer there. I mean, there's been absorption down here the whole time, and there's not been a big aggressive buyer. It's just been absorption. I'm just rotating one side to the other side, to one side to the other side, and one side to the other. So that's all we're doing. Literally, quite literally, all we're doing inside of yesterday's value area. No edge. Do I trade multiple firms at once? If there's an A+, I do. Not if it's not an A+. I tend to like do them one at a time. If there's an A+, sure. So bad. So many stops here to go and run out from all these shorts who keep piling in as well without moving it lower. The only seller in position really who's comfortable was the seller at 252 this morning on that drive up. It's the only seller who's comfortable right now. I don't think anyone else is particularly comfortable right now. Do I think we consolidate and run to the 400s? I don't know, but I know that's the naked POC that it wants to do. I don't know if it's got the juice to do it, but I know that's the naked level. Right, that's the naked level, and it's a gamma level. That's all I know. I just know it's a level trying to attract price up there. I don't know if it can do it after it. Remember, we've squeezed so far today. Mate, is this enough consolidation? I mean, there's a lot of selling in here, and if they stop out, there's a good chance, I guess. This is a good way of putting it. But I don't know. How are we doing on likes? 20 minutes left. All right, guys, get the likes up, and we'll give away a my funded features account. All right, last one to do today. So right back to the other side, pop in the internal stops now, and they're trying to revisit these and higher. Iran Fars news agency identified multiple bridges in Kuwait, Saudi Arabia, and Abu Dhabi and Jordan as possible targets for Iranian military action. I mean, this is what I mean. It's non-stop, isn't it? Oh, we're preparing to let boats through. Oh, the war's over. Oh, we're going to bomb you into the, what did he say? The Stone Ages? Oh, we've identified, like, I don't know about you. I was saying to my wife last night, I love the volatility. It's fun, but it's definitely tiring. It's exhausting as a trader to like have to sit through this. It's quite. I wouldn't mind, get through this year. I wouldn't mind 2027, 2028 just being a little bit calmer, or at least 2027. 2028 will be into election year. It'll probably be a pain, but like just a bit calmer. Can we just go without some wars, without some tariffs? Can we just like, you know, start growing the economy properly? Can we start seeing some health come back in, some broadening of the markets? Can we just like start to go into a nice trend in the market rather than news, manipulation left, right, and center? It's fucking, as fun as it is tiring. It's not just to do with Trump, though, guys. Like, it isn't. You got to also understand, we've been in this with like the Russia. We've had so much the last like 6 years, 7 years. COVID, pandemic, stim check off the back of that, into Russia, Ukraine. I'm trying to think what else. Like, it has been non-stop. Yes, I picked the Funded Next giveaway yesterday. We did a random giveaway from ChatGPT. I picked them. In case you're on stream, I'll tell you who it is. I did reply to you from your comment. Let's try and find it. But yeah, we did pick it, and they got replied to. How do I see who I've replied to? Is there a way of seeing it? I'm waiting for it to load. Here we go. The winner was David Chapman. If you're here, I replied to you on X. You would need to reply to me on X and then DM. But yeah, it was here. Just so you know, it got picked at random yesterday. Here. Right? Unlike these other guys who don't actually pick winners. There you go. So if that's you, you need to reply to me on X. You've just won an account. You won it yesterday. I replied to you yesterday. And the next competition is the My Funded Futures one. I want to do one giveaway now on stream, and then the other one on my X. When did I say we'd pick the winner? 9th of April. So we've got a bit longer. So I'll post that in chat in case you guys want to have a chance of winning it. Right, this is the other one for you to try and win. Can I post that? No, doesn't let me post. Great. How about here? No. Can you not copy anything on X now? Copy link. Try again. There we go. That's the other one. Okay, washed the internal stops, left the double top high, back down to this ascending, I guess, well, ascending triangle wedge. This is technically normally a bearish pattern, but it doesn't look too good right now. We're all brain dead. Christina, would you like to... is that because they're all writing FZT? Well, I'd agree with you, Christina, isn't it? Is that why you're saying that? I agree with you. No, there's no reason to be typing it. No, I agree with you. There's no reason to be typing it. It's just... I just posted the link that you would need to go to on my X if you want a chance of winning. Otherwise, we need to get up to 1,500 likes on stream. Zombie, exactly. All right, starting to lose this, but again, the short will not come until you lose the bid of this range. All right, you're still in a range. The short will not come really until you see that, and you need to be very careful of the trap, like I said. But you know, if you start to lose this, that is possible for a reprice on this. If they can't hold this up, that's possible, but at the moment, it doesn't look great. It just looks, I would say, less than great. Looks goddamn awful. Goddamn awful. Middle of range up here with nothing to do. But if we break down, it would be really fun. If we pop up, 400, 420 is the naked level. If they manage to find a bid today, a strong bid for, you know, a reprice higher, they'll be looking for 400, 420, I would say. We're just going nowhere. We've gone nowhere since that news, right? Because they don't know what to price in now. We're just stuck. How long have we been here? 10:36. Been here over an hour now, going nowhere. Going nowhere fast. Comes a bid. Back to the top side of the range. Do they run the stops now with that double top that they put in? I don't know. No idea. Value area high is left way up here. Man, we'll try and trade tomorrow, folks. Early morning. We'll see if it if something comes, sets up for us. We'll try. We'll do our best. Does it count as a trade day tomorrow? You'd have to check with your prop firm. If you're talking about like for a trade day, you would have to check with your prop firm. They're all different. Back to VPOC here, right in the middle. Diddle in the middle. Don't diddle in the middle. Oh, I'd love to see this wash out. Right, it's probably the only thing I'd consider. I'd love to see it wash out and then trap sellers and then go back up, basically. But it's the only thing I'd consider. It needs to wash out here, otherwise just bugger all I can do. Let's see. Coming into lunch, do they let it go into lunch? Still they're bidding 50s. Will you wash it out? Can we have some fun? Not gonna diddle in the middle. You're gonna have to leave the range. It's the only thing I'd consider is the short under here down to here. Otherwise, no deuce. Nothing else to do. Oh. Is the market closed tomorrow? It's shortened hours tomorrow in the futures market. This is dreadful. Even ES is dreadful. Look at this. What are you going to do with that? I think that's about as bigger options burn as I've seen. I think we want to come and revisit some of these on the markets, but it's just if they're willing to do it. So I'll be willing, if we stay heavy, if we lose this range, this would be the last trade I'll consider taking today. If we stay heavy under here and I see that, I will try and take this trade to reprice some of this in back towards structure. So the only thing I can consider is that move down to there. I'm not going to consider anything else. You can consider buying this back, but I would say probably for me, I'll consider that and then be done for the day. If it sets that up, great. If it doesn't, it's also okay. How's silver on the M1 looking? I don't know. Have a look yourself. Don't trade silver. It's pretty easy to look, isn't it? First time you've not seen the Tyson trade. It's because we've done a Tyson trade. There's two trades. I try and explain this to you guys all the time. There is either the mean reversion in, or there is the 1.5161 expansion model out. It's done a Tyson trade. It's been very hard to trade it. But you remember I drew this out when we set the IB and I said, oh, I don't like that. You had that to trade and that's it. And this is the target and we hit it. All right, PDC, but look, 1.5161. It did the measured move. All right, and 100% measured move will take you back into 300s, which is the gamma level. That's it. The Tyson trade's there. You got to understand it's both ways. It's understanding, are we in an expansion or are we in a like rotation back down. All right, sellers coming here. I'm perking my interest here. If we break down and stay heavy, it will perk my interest underneath previous day's value. And I would need all these sellers to be back in the money. The last big buy came in 5 minutes ago at 80.48, basically 50. So I'm watching to see if we break under and leave all these sellers comfortable, because at the moment they're not that comfortable. We need to break under and stay heavy under here, and I'll look for the thin move, okay? Oh my God, how do I get that back? Please don't say it's deleted that. There we go. All right, I will consider this move here and nothing else. All right, if we break under and stay heavy. And for Mo, who is laughing at my background, maybe you can see that it's not always that background now. It's on rotation. I mean, you guys saw like a chimp or a monkey background yesterday and all had a good laugh. All right, here they go. So they're going to test these levels. It's now or never. These sellers have got to take control now or never. Otherwise, it's just a tap of range and back up we go. So this level here is what I'm watching. You assume we dump, take the longs out. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for that exact move. Dump, take the longs out, and then you probably go back up. Take the weak hands out, down into reprice all of this. But let's see. All right, watching this. This is the level. This is key now. There are bids down to 10s. I've got a feeler on here short in case we just go. Here we go. Beautiful. All right, can we stay heavy versus 25s now? Imbalances coming up. Really nice. Into sort of 104s and 97s. And ideally, we reprice this whole thing. You can take a partial here into these old wicks. But ideally, we take these out. Ideally. All right, ideally, we take these out and come down into this. So I'm going to cover some into this area here. I'm only small size. Any reclaim of this, I'm out. This is the last trade of the day for me. Any reclaim of that, I'm out. So it's got to stay heavy versus previous day value area low. Otherwise, we are going to pop straight back up to 44s. I'll give you a call in a minute. I'm going to meet Kyle and Anne for breakfast. You going to work? Okay, I'll call you in a bit. Here we go. Lovely. All right, imbalance is filled. So your partials here, in case they rebid this. How did I enter that trade? I just took the breakdown. Once I saw them let go of the 43s that we just talked about and then stay heavy at 23s, I just took the breakdown, just joined it. Joined the breakdown. Didn't wait for the return back in, just joined the breakdown. And we'll see now. And I'm small size because it's not A+. All right, I'm small size. And we'll see if we can get down to 24,000, which would be really good. And we're going to have to watch ES because ES is coming into its New York VWAP and its 0 DTE level. So ES might find a bid into 590. So you want to be aware of that. If it does, because ES has already done this wash and is coming into 590. If ES finds a bid before NQ, we might find some strength. So just be aware of that. What is that? Oh, it's vanilla. I was wondering what that was. Yeah, ES is at previous day low, but I'd be watching that New York VWAP, 590. All right, they're still positive gamma when they're holding 590. So it's a big over-under. This is your level now. It's got to hold this or you cut it. Otherwise, we're going to go straight back up, back inside the range because we undercut the weak hands. We came in, remember the imbalances were here. We came into the imbalances. If it doesn't reject here, we're going to come straight back into this. And this will be an undercut and a reclaim. So we're short for this breakdown, covering some. If we stay heavy here, they get that move. If they don't stay heavy, then I think they move right back into 43s. So you're here or hereabouts. All right, so if they don't stay heavy here, you come right back into this node and then all the way back into here for acceptance. So it's now or never. Sellers have got to resell this, otherwise you're going straight back inside range. But as soon as we filled those imbalances, they found a bid. Those first lot imbalances from here. These are the same ones I've talked about since this pivot. The imbalances were in here. All right, there were buyers waiting here who didn't get filled, who have now been filled. All right, so just to, now, if they get filled and we take them out, you get this move. But it's a big if. No, you're fine. If you got an all caps warning, don't worry. It doesn't make a difference. It's like an auto spam thing. Don't worry. You don't get punished for it. It pulls the comment. You don't get punished for it. The only thing you'll get pulled out of this chat for is here you go, is the lift. Be very careful. Buyers trying to come back in here and cause a squeeze. I'm now out of this, and I probably will not have another attempt. Big buying coming in here. Very aggressive buying coming in here. So it's a look below and fail of the internal range, and we've gone back into range. And the only thing left that they can defend is this at sort of 46s and 50s, but I'm already done with it. It's a very dangerous trade. There we go. Straight back up. So they failed to defend well, and this is the move to 46s and 50s. So again, done with it already. That imbalance got filled and they piled back in. Yeah, the only thing you'll get banned for in this chat is if you're like, you have an extreme view. Basically, if you start pushing a narrative, racism or sexism, or I don't know, anything that's very, very extreme, or you're constantly a nuisance and want to argue and fight with chat, that will also get you pushed out. Is this a sweep to go higher? It could very well be an internal sweep to go higher. They, like I said, they filled the imbalance here. There were buyers waiting here, which is why I covered some into it. They've now taken out the weak hands, all right? Come back inside previous day's value area low. It's hard to see there. And you're back into this range, right? So if they start to hold this bid, they're going to try and get to the midpoint and the top side. Remember, the main argument is to come up here right now and here, right? So I played this breakdown here. Stop went in, didn't see a reaction, cut it. I do not give these room to move against me. Hey, when I buy market on Ninja to take profits, it moves my call down. Do you take profits, Alex? When I buy market on Ninja to take profits. So when you're short and you're covering using a market order, it moves your call down. How do you take profits? It will move your call down if you've shorted on the way down, right? Right. So Ninja is first in, first out. So like, let's say, to make this example, let's say you were short here and you added here and you added here and you added here and you covered here, right? Your core position will move down because this cover removes this sell entry, all right? Your next cover removes this sell entry. Your next cover removes this sell entry, and then you'd be break even on this one. Does that make sense? So it's first in, first out on NinjaTrader. Not everyone is the same. You want to check your prop firm, but NinjaTrader is always first in, first out. Yeah, but it's a different type of trade, mate. I see what you're saying versus yesterday. Yeah, but it's a different type of trade. We're not breaking out here. It's a test of a range. I would say, if you're asking me, a breakout, and that's a small position on, right? A breakout trade would be like here. All right, maybe we just see things differently. A breakout trade would be here, that, right? This, for me, this is just a range trade, and we're just seeing if we get some follow through each side. I would never be, for example, a buyer here. Does that make sense? I would never be. Maybe that's why we see things differently. I'm looking higher time frame. I would never be a seller here. All right. For me, these are the breakout points. Everything else is really internal range. Right. These are our swings. Here, here, here. Right. That's where we are at the moment. Up into this. All right, so for me, a breakout trade is here and here. This isn't. This is internal range. This is just internal range, because if we zoom out, get that to an M1. Right. If we zoom out, where are we? We think about weekly highs and weekly lows. That's our week high. That's our weekly low. All right, we're just inside yesterday's candle right now with a look below and fail, and we've come right back inside. There's no breakout trade here. I guess it's a time frame thing, like I said. A breakout trade would need to be a long above here or a short below here. This is internal range. This is back testing this block here. This is the naked POC. This is where I think market wants to move. If we get above that, then you could argue there's a breakout back into the old range for the next naked POC, which is basically the 800s and a 200-day, 50-day retest. Okay, so this is where we are. Right, breakout for me would be a short below that. Hopefully that makes sense. Hopefully that makes sense. Extreme opinion. In-N-Out has the best burgers. I'm not afraid to be controversial. For me, the best burger I've ever had since I moved to Los Angeles is at a place called The Window. They closed the one in Venice, but there is one still on Rose. I like a smash. I think they call it a smash burger. That's what I like. Lucid or Top Step? It's not even close. Lucid. Lucid. Way better. Way cheaper. Better products. Better service. Better choice of what you trade on. Way better. It's not even close. Yeah, exactly. Do not get Top Step. I'm agreeing. Shit Step. Top shit. Will I ever do a Lucid giveaway? Yeah, we do one a week. We do one a week. There's already been some winners. We basically do, at the moment, we're doing like a couple a week of My Funded Futures, one a week or so of Lucid, one or two a month on Funded Next, one a day of Apex. I mean, I'll give you guys quite a lot. But like, I need a bit more back from you to help me grow the stream, because the Lucid giveaways aren't cheap. I don't know, Harry. Like, I saw that news. I don't know. I don't trade with either of them. So. All right, let's do one more. FZT, last time, My Funded Futures, your chance to win. Just type it in chat once. We'll give away a 50k account, My Funded Futures. I will say this now, and I need you guys to listen, because I didn't know this before. You must have a My Funded Futures account to win. That doesn't mean you need to already have it, but once you win, okay, you need to go and set up a My Funded Futures account, and then you need to email me the email address for that account, or your email and username even better for that account, so I can get you set up. All right, I've only just started working with them, so going through a few teething issues. Not their fault, my fault. I didn't understand. But most of you have won the other day. You should have now received stuff. Most people did. Okay, here's the resqueezer. Look below and fail. Reclaim previous day value area low. Back to the midpoint. They will try and test the other side of this range, 200. And if they get going here, I'm going to just mark out. Let me just, if they're going to have a real shot at this. Yeah, look, the measured move now is right into this pocket. All right, so if they're going to do 100% move off this now, off this, if they do this again, they're coming to here. It's possible. It's where I think they're trying to go. I don't know if they can do it in one go. It'd be such an incredible move, all right, to do this, but it looks like it's what they want to do. This is what they've done. This is what they're trying to do. That is an insane move. Insane move. Very, very, very impressive. I wouldn't be a buyer unless we came down there. If we came down here, then I'd be willing to be a buyer for that move back up, and not beforehand. That would be the same tomorrow. And if we already hit that first, if we tag this first, then I'm not willing to be a buyer down here. If we already do that move. No dice. Tell you who's getting the best trades. You Asia London traders are getting the best trades. Are those IR lenses? What's IR? Sorry, excuse my ignorance. They're blue light with stigmatism in. All right, so you can see they're very light. We talk about this, but they're actually very light. But when you guys see them, they look really dark. But you can see there, they're so light. But for some reason on the video, they look so dark, don't they? It's crazy. But there's like nothing in them. It's mental. Infrared, yes. Well, they're blue light lenses, but with my prescription and stigmatism in. All right, let's pull this My Funded Futures winner. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. X AIRZ. X Eras. Don't know if I said that right. Xairers, are you here, Xairers? Xairz. Xairers. Yeah, nice. Right, congratulations. Right, free My Funded Futures account on the way to you, my friend. Again, what I need you to do, email me, info@flowzonetrader.com. Send me a screenshot of you logged into YouTube so I know it's you. I've made a note of your name so I can see it's you. And then send me your email address that you have a My Funded Futures account with. If you don't have a My Funded Futures account, just go and create an account now. You don't need to buy an account. You just need to create an account and then just email me with that detail. All right. Tomorrow, folks, we'll do the Lucid giveaway. Okay. So those that are here tomorrow, we'll do a Lucid giveaway. Do a 50K account giveaway, flex account tomorrow. All right. Why don't I trade Asia and London? Well, I traded a bit of Asia last night because I'm asleep and I've got a wife. All right. So last night I traded to 24K 900. I traded somewhere in here last night. 24K. Did I get the 900? Or was it this move? I traded this move last night. All right. It's very rare I stay up for Asia and London because I get tired. I live in Los Angeles, so you know this trade for me was when I should be spending time with my wife, and I knew we could go lower, but I cut it because I was like, I can't sit here all night and watch this, so I just took it off. I don't sleep well with futures trades on because who's to say these moves here wouldn't have happened there, right? So I don't sleep well with futures trades on. I sleep well with ETF trades on because they're closed, right? Because the market's closed, so I can sit in it. The market is open tomorrow. It's open for shortened hours. Futures market is open for shortened hours, I believe. I'm going to check now. The stock market probably is not, but I'm pretty sure NQ would be open for a couple hours. Fairly sure it'll be open a couple hours. There's no special, hang on, Friday 3rd, I'm just checking, pretty sure. Session closes at 2. So yeah, it's a shortened day, but we'll do a few hours tomorrow morning. All right, just in case. Just in case. Yeah, I'd imagine like NSE and everything will probably be closed, so. All right, rejection and POC here. The only things I'll be watching this afternoon, if I was you, is can you get down into here and do they want to rebid it off that? That's it. And do they create then a range between here for today? All right, that's what I'd be watching for. I'd be very careful. Your shorts can only be into here. Do not be looking to take a new money short below this now that we've had that H1 drive. All right, do not be looking to sell aggressively below this. All right, the sell needs to be from here to here, and the buyback is probably around here. All right, the buyback is probably around here. All right, that's it. We're done, folks. And we'll go again tomorrow morning, shortened day. Take care, everyone. Trade safe. Hopefully you've locked in some money. It was tougher market. Well, at least for me today, it was a bit of a tougher market, but we locked in money, and that's all that matters. All right, small red day yesterday, I think it was. Nice green day today. All right, so small red day yesterday, nice big green day today. That's all that matters. We just keep stacking them, taking the money out, stack, take the money out, stack, take the money out. And hopefully, my real hope is that this market gets weak because I'm greedy and I want cheap prices for some ETF longs. So fingers crossed. I know some of you who might be long from the highs, I'm sorry, but I'm not. I want this market to puke for me. Big love, everyone. As I said in the beginning of the day, use hard stops. I know I say it every day before I get off stream, but I'm serious. You don't know what news is going to hit the tape, and it moves the market very, very, very quick right now. And if you're the wrong side of something like that without a hard stop, you are going to get absolutely annihilated. All right. Big love, everyone. I hope this comes in for you. Take care, and I'll see you tomorrow morning. Peace out.